Hi friends, I have a special treat for you today. This is a brand new design for the one seam crossbody bag. Instead of using one piece of fabric with this really cute one seam crossbody bag, we've sewn two pieces together. So that way we have an inside and an outside that are different. Enough talking already. Let's get busy. Here is everything that you're going to need to make this really cute one seam crossbody bag. I'm using some metal snaps as a closure today, but you can use anything you'd like. Sew your two pieces of fabric together at the short ends. I used a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Now you can press your seams open or to the side, it's up to you. Take the bumpy side of your fusible fleece and place it to the wrong side of your fabric, being sure to leave a 1/4 inch space all the way around. That will help with the bulk. Take a hot iron and fuse the fusible fleece and the fabrics together. This is what you should have so far, one big long piece ready to go. And since I'm a quilter, you know I'm going to quilt this. I'm free motion quilting a simple meander right here on the inside of my bag. If you look in the top right hand corner of your screen, I'm showing you just some basic lines that you could also try on your project. On the outer part of my bag, I decided on some simple swirls. I even switched to some gray thread for this outer bag. I just thought it brought out more of the lines from the quilting. What do you think? After the quilting, it's time to make some marks on our project. Find the center of these two pieces of fabric, and that's just where you sewed them together. Mark it right down the middle. From the middle where you just marked, you're going to measure over 7 inches. Once you find that 7 inches, then you're going to draw a line from top to bottom. Next, you're simply going to just mirror what you just did on the other side. Find the middle, go left, mark 7 inches over, and draw a line straight top to bottom. You should have 3 lines top to bottom on your project so far. From that 7-inch line on the right there, you're going to measure over 1 inch. Mark it and draw a line top to bottom. Do the same thing on the left, 1 inch, and mark it. Now grab one of those 7-inch lines right there. I'm going to grab the one on the right. I'm going to make a crease by pinching it sort of, and then I'm going to lift that crease up to meet that other initial 7-inch line that we made, matching them up and kissing them together. When I lift this up, you can see that that middle portion has been folded now. Lay your ruler on that 1-inch line there on the right, and then take and fold your fabric over it, just like you see me doing. And then you're going to pinch your fabric down, keeping that crease, pull the ruler out, and then finger press all along the edge. Now as you're looking at it, that folded edge, you're going to lay your ruler on it 1 inch, and then lift that fabric back up and do the same thing. Pinch it right in place, pull the ruler out, and then give it a good finger press. Now grab a couple of clips and clip one end, and then go ahead and put a clip in the other end. As you're looking at the project right here, just take it and flip it over, just like you see how I did it. Now I'll take that floral fabric, lift it up, and that crease where the 1 inch was will match up with the other crease. Then I'm going to lay my ruler down on the 1 inch mark, fold my fabric back over, pinch it, give it a good finger press. Then I'm taking the ruler on the 1 inch crease mark, laying it down, and then I'm going to lift that fabric up again, meet it to the other creases, pinch it, pull the ruler out, give it a good finger press. Take one of the side clips out, hold the fabrics together, and re-clip it, and do that to both sides. As you can see, I do already have a curve on mine, but you can do that now if you'd like. Let's see what this project looks like before we sew it. Yours should look just like this. When you open it up, there's a tiny pleat on the inside, and there's that big flappy piece, and then a tiny pleat on the other side. Now those two curved areas should line up perfectly together as well. My outer fabric will be this floral. So lay it down so you can see the floral, but yet that big flappy part is laying on top there. You're going to measure from that edge 2 inches and mark it. Right there from that edge, 2 inches, and mark it. Once you have those 2 marks, now grab your strap and fold one of the ends, crease it right in half, and stitch it right on the end there so it stays. Take your hand all the way down your strap so it's not twisted. Fold it and then give it a quick stitch at the sewing machine to hold that fold. When you go to tuck your strap into your bag, make sure that that folded edge is facing toward the middle of your bag or the center of your bag. You don't want it facing outward. Make sure it's placed at an angle and it's peeking out right where we made that 2-inch mark, right there. Clip it to secure it. Now take the other end of the strap, make sure it's not twisted though. That folded edge is going to be going toward the inside of the bag, not toward the outside. Set it at an angle. Find that little notch mark that you made and clip it. Here is what my angles looked like. Now take all of the strapping and tuck it inside the bag. Keep it toward the center of the bag. You don't want it to hit any of the edges where we're going to sew. Now take that other side of the fabric, lift it up and onto right sides together on the other side and clip it to secure it. Next, make a 3 to 4 inch mark on the top of the bag here so you don't sew on that area. Take it to your sewing machine, sew up one side, stop, leave the opening, sew down the other side. Be sure to backstitch. I did use a little over 1/4 inch seam allowance on this project. This is what you should have so far. It looks kind of funny, really. Put your hand in the opening and grab the corner first, probably is the easiest, of the bag. Kind of push it through and birth your bag. I suppose the technical term is turn it right side out. Make sure you push all the corners out so that everything is nice and crisp. Now it will even help if you put your hand in that hole, back in it, and kind of press that back area with your hand in there. It helps to just open up the fabric a little bit. Here's a good look of the inside of this bag. It actually looks just like the outside of this bag where the boxed out corners are. Press in the area where the opening was to a 1/4 inch seam allowance and then put a couple pins in there. Now take one of the straps, it looks kind of like a V shape coming out of that seam, lay it flat and pop a pin. It should be even with the seam straight up. And you're going to do that to the other side as well. And you can see there you can hook anything on those side pieces. You can hook your keys to it, hand sanitizer, I mean literally anything. Take it to the sewing machine and just sew a straight stitch right across there on both sides. And also sew a top stitch on your flap that you pinned at the top where the opening was. For me, the next step is to hand sew these snaps on here. And I hate hand sewing, don't you know? But we got through it. And hey, it turned out pretty good. If you want to learn more fun projects just like this one, take a look at your screen right now because I have totally hand-picked specific videos just for you. You know you want to. Go ahead, click on one of them, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Until next time on the Sewing Channel, take care.